A report from the New York State Comptroller found higher education institutions in New York contribute significantly to both the state economy as well as the local economies in which they reside. New York leads the nation in private higher education employment, over 50% higher than second-ranked California. New York City has the greatest number of jobs in this sector with 125,000, but the southern tier has the highest share, 7.9%, as it contains more than a dozen post-secondary institutions, including large campuses such as Cornell and Binghamton universities.